If you're just joining us, it's been all Miami tonight as we're looking at our third win in a row. Chicago Bulls have got no shooters outside of Jimmy Butler, if you can regard him as one. And I've just been able to just load up on the paint. Look at this terrible shot. Surprised that went in. Just been able to pack the paint with a 2-3 zone all game. Sit back, watch them kick out to Lopez or Bobby Portis or Dwayne Wade. That's a terrible pass. And won this pretty easily. Get that shit out of here, nigga. Look at these guys. I don't know where to go. They don't want to put up a three. Just let them kick back. Butler's too tired to hit it. Or not. Down to 12. Oh, where's the D? And that's a bit harsh. He got a lot of me there. My whole control rattled out of my hands. Oh, get that shit out of here. Weak shit. Ooh, and then Beats hit 3 threes today, so he deserved to take that shot. And Beats been on 19 and 17. Whew, we'll get to that. Butler, the only constant force for Chicago, who are struggling. Oh, Whiteside just runs the floor. 20 and 18 for Whiteside. The two bigs, the twin towers. That is Miami right now. Embiid and Whiteside are a force. Rondo just got no one to pass to outside of Jimmy Butler. Oh, that's terrible. Josh Richardson. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, and Embiid hits a three. 22 and 17. 4 threes for Embiid. Welcome to the party. The future is here. Miami are just so hard to beat when Whiteside and Embiid are playing. Who the I don't even know who hit that. Right back at you. Yeah, that's an easy win. Real easy win. And Smith, after 3 wins, will be asking Curry, do you go up the Hall of Fame for the first time ever? I really want to play playoffs on Superstar. We are entitled to win 1 season on Superstar, but it's only 6 games into the season. I've already won 3 in a row. Player of the game coming up. And Embiid had to get it. He was everywhere, man. Big boy. 3, 3, 3, 3. Embiid, man. Jesus Christ, he's turning into a fucking good player. Miami have to be wrapped with him. Oh, it's kick off. I'm going to go through the past 3 games and we'll finish on this game, Chicago, as the last one. But first, let's take you back. We were 2 games. Hang on one sec. Alright, let's go with that. Okay, so we'll take us back. We were, last time I met, we were 1 and 2. Lost a couple of games I was disappointed in. But we went up and we won a really close game against the Celtics. In this one, Embiid was the star with 25 points. Whiteside continues to rebound heavily from the start of this season. Dragic was great. Jennings with 17 and 6 off the bench. Amazing. Wolfenstein had 14, 5 and 4 and 2. He continues to do everything but hit threes for me. Otto Porter was serviceable. Justice Winslow continues to struggle. Tyler Johnson struggles. Beasley's just there for pinch minutes. Josh Richardson struggling. As for the Celtics, Ryan Anderson was the culprit. He was on a tear in the last quarter and he had 27 points. Also got to the line, shot really good in 3 threes. Marcus Smart had a big game and Al Horford. So Celtics threw a pretty good kitchen sink at me but I was able to hit 36 points in the last quarter and ultimately win. We went on to face the 76ers, who I thought had a terrible lineup. They had this guy called Carrot. He went 22-2. He ended up playing pretty good. Okafor really carrying the ship. They're not missing Embiid nearly as much with Okafor getting the limelight. But this game, I mean, I led from start to finish. I was never really troubled. Bosch was pretty non-existent. Ben Simmons was great at passing but didn't score enough. Moving on to the Heat, and Whiteside again, 20 rebounds. He's just rebounding phenomenally this year, getting the blocks. Winslow had his best game of the year, 5 threes. Barely scored for the season up to that point and exploded for 5 threes. Brandon Jennings was there again with serviceable minutes. Embiid was a little bit quiet against his former side. They had it in for him. Dragic was efficient. Jason Richardson had his best side. Josh Richardson, best of the year. Hartenstein continued to do everything but hit threes. Beasley was good. Porter was efficient, and Tyler Johnson just didn't get involved. So we move on to the Chicago, and this would be our 3rd win in a row. Quite exciting about this one was that Chicago came out early, gave us a run, but I thought we're playing pretty good, and having Embiid and Whiteside start. So before the game, I had 4 players come up to me. Embiid wanted to start, and I thought, you know what? Looking at your previous games and the fact that you're averaging 17 and 11 off the bench, I thought, hey mate, guess what? I'm going to start you. I'm going to let you stretch the floor, and that's what he did. He started. He hit 4 threes. You know, he hadn't hit a 3 all season. He'd been taking them. He hit 4, mate. The guy's a freak. Embiid's a freak. Love him. Whiteside come in, and he's been in. Look at the rebounding stats. This bloke Whiteside is averaging 16, 18, 3 assists, and almost 5 blocks. He's not quite shooting as well. Shooting better free throw though. This guy Whiteside is on fire right now. These two are just anchors. Dragic, we'll get to this. Jennings wanted to start a game, and I thought, you know what, Jennings, you've been so good off the bench. I'm going to start you. I started him, but unfortunately, I'm going to put Dragic back in the driver's seat for now. Even though he's 31, he's still got enough fuel left in him. I'm going with Dragic. He's done enough so far to hold the spot. Otto Porter starts really well, shoots really efficient, hasn't really had a massive game yet. But look at his shot chart. When he's the open spot-up shooter, he's my Trevor Ariza. He doesn't need to be my best player. He ain't going to be when I've got Embiid and Whiteside on the court. But he's shooting the 3 at 53%. And that's the most important stat there from him that I'm taking from this. Jennings, was inefficient. I gave Winslow the start. He also wanted to start. Josh Richardson hadn't really been performing for me as a starter. So I threw Winslow in, who was very minimally better. Not much difference between those two at the moment. My shooting guard position is not performing well. And Hartenstein was the victim of Embiid starting. And right now, he just isn't doing enough to hold the starting position. So I've relegated him to the bench. He'll still get minutes, but he'll need to develop further before, he kicks someone off like Embiid. Embiid and Whiteside are my starters, period. Going over, finally, I'll look at the player stats, and we'll see that Embiid, who has only played 1 game as starter, is 17 and 11 and becomes my ultimate primary objective to re-sign at the end of this season. I need this guy back on my side. He is critical right now. Expiring contract. I need him. He said my agent is really pushing for me to test the free market this summer. I'm unsure of the idea though. He is somewhat loyal. It's somewhat important that he plays for a winner as well. So I'm looking to get him back. Whiteside, he's 28, but the guy, not scoring as much as Embiid, but look at the rebounds, 18.2. I've never seen anything like it in 2K ever, despite the even on Superstar, 18.2 rebounds, mate. The guy's phenomenal. And Dragic remains my 3rd highest scorer with Jennings behind him. Otto Porter 5th. So this wraps it up. What we see here is that Muhammad, Waiters, Rodriguez, Baines, Clark have not even played for me yet. I've got a really tight rotation. I'd like to get rid of Tyler Johnson first. Look at him, 4.3. He just ain't doing anything. And he's costing too much coming up. He's had a few games where he hasn't scored. Yeah, 19 mil following season. He has to go.